Hello and welcome to the latest edition of ESPNcricinfo Weekly. I'm Anthony Howard with Dan Thomas. More from him in a moment, but now the World Cup is deep into the group stages and Ireland have again emerged as the darlings of the tournament. Their upset of England brought the ICC's decision to cut the smaller teams from the tournament for 2015 into sharp focus and has ignited a tournament that has been at various times criticised for its predictability. Where Ireland can go next is something we'll discuss in a moment. But first, Cricket Ireland President Basil McNamee explains how their success has affected the sport in the Republic.
Well, the current Ireland side, this is the first time, I think, that we have turned out with a fully professional team. Everybody is under contract to Cricket Ireland, and that's, it must bode well for the future, because now that we've got ourselves fully professionalised, and that's only in the last 12 months, and we've had this wonderful, wonderful victory.
How were the celebrations back home after this glorious win?
Well, I think everybody at home was as blown away by this success as we were here, and to be actually at the game was just absolutely wonderful. The people back home were just getting the scores and being unable to believe what was coming through. And I've had about 25 texts from the Cayman Islands, from Australia, from New Zealand, all from people who we have had some contact with in Irish cricket, and they are just exactly the same situation. They just can't believe it. I don't think we can get to the first sport. I think it's probably fair to say that since our win in the West Indies in 2007, we've doubled the number of cricketers, virtually doubled the number from 15,000 to about just over 25, and it is our aim to double that again by 2015. So that will be nearly 4 times in about 10 years. And if we have a lot of our current team are virtually all Irish based, and a lot of them have come through our juniors, under 13s, under 15s, under 17s. So we'll just continue to expand the pool that we're offering cricket to and hope that we'll be able to bring through our own players.
Basil's confident, but so he should be. He's got a vested interest in Ireland and how they go and whether they come into cricket in a broader sense. But do you think they can really participate in the big game, in the test matches?
Well, of course, Am. This is all based on that victory against England, which was very much against the grain. They were the underdogs going into the clash, and of course England and Ireland have this big rivalry over the years historically, so inevitably the nation is now excited at the fact that if Ireland can beat England, then surely they can go on and play Test cricket. I think that's very much easily said than done. It's about developing the sport now at grassroots, getting people interested not only on the pitches but also financially as well. And I don't see any reason why not Ireland can't compete in the future, say 20 years down the line. But let's not pretend you can wave a magic wand, suddenly make Ireland a test-playing nation, and they'll be there battling with the big boys like the West Indies and India.
Yeah, but I guess surely if I wanted to make a point, it's that the best preparation for playing Test cricket is to play Test cricket. Now, there's only so much you can do playing 20-over cricket or 50-over cricket. They've done as much as they can do. These battles do happen behind closed doors in a political sense, but there's no substitute for winning on the world stage as they have.
No, that's very true, and I suppose you would cite Bangladesh as an example in the fact that when they came in and were given Test-level status, they really struggled over the first 2, 3, 4 years of playing. However, they have found that solid foundation. The experience has kicked in, but I think when you talk about cricket and Bangladesh and Ireland and Bangladesh, it's two completely different concepts. This is a sport that's always been followed, always been very popular with Bangladeshians, and fortunately for Irish, you couldn't quite say the same.
Is there a stadium big enough and is there enough beer in the world to serve those people who want to go to an England-Ireland game?
Oh my goodness, an Australian here citing a drinking culture with the Irish. I think it's a little bit of pot and kettle there, Ant.
Correct. Now, we've had our say. I think it makes sense to me, maybe to you as well, but time to get the thoughts of people maybe a little closer to the action and what they think of Ireland's introduction into the game.
Yeah, I think last World Cup they beat Pakistan. This one they chased 327. They've been doing really outstanding. Their game has been up. I think that their fielding today was outstanding. The partnership between the two left-handers was very good. So they can put big teams under pressure, and definitely they should be playing a lot of international cricket.
These guys don't want to be treated as minnows anymore. They keep saying that we're not minnows. We can beat anybody. We've beaten Pakistan, we've beaten Bangladesh a couple of times, we beat Zimbabwe, we beat England, and if we got a chance to play more people, which is our main problem, we beat them too.
No, I don't think we would not. We can cope better with trying our best at one days and the 2020s, and let's see how we can spread the game wider, increase our player base, and hopefully improve the number of boys coming through who want to play cricket for Ireland.
So Dan, the boss doesn't want to rush into Test cricket straight away. He wants to take smaller steps. What are some of the smaller steps he can take?
Well, I think it's all about momentum. Surely now, how often has cricket made not only the front pages and the back pages of Irish newspapers? It obviously did so after that victory against England. It's now keeping that interest up, developing it at grassroots and keeping the sport as popular, certainly as it has been over the last couple of weeks.
Any chance, I would have thought economically the best chance would be to latch on to English cricket, whether that just be in 2020, can they come into with the Hampshires of the world and just play at least one tournament, see whether that flies?
Well, county cricket,
Right.
yeah, that's obviously what you're talking about, and I don't see any argument as to why you can't have Ireland coming in as a county side and competing against your Yorkshires and, as you mentioned, your Surreys and your Hampshires.
Well, if it doesn't happen, Dan, at least we've got something to remember from the World Cup, and that is Ireland beating England.
Good. I'm glad I came on to take that. Thank you, Ant.
Great.
Good to have you back, by the way.
After the Ashes, it was good to even the score in some manner. Thanks for your time.
Just a little manner, though.
Sure.
Schadenfreude.
Thank you. We move on. Sri Lanka, of course, were an associate nation for the first two World Cups, becoming the 8th nation to be granted full membership in 1982 and went on to win it 14 years later. One of the stars of that 1996 victory was Aravinda de Silva, who hit an unbeaten century to steer the Lankans to a 7-wicket victory. He shares his memories of playing and winning the final against Australia.
Then once I got in, the sort of start I got off to, and except for one or two instances where I felt that we were a little bit slow, and then I was looking to accelerate that immediate following over. Asanka got about 10 or 12 runs of Vaughan, and where we brought the rate down again, required rate. And then I told myself, look, now we just have to keep betting, and if I stay till the end, we can easily achieve the target. And then again, we were a little bit slow when I was batting with Arjuna in one particular over. Again, Arjuna got 12 runs of Mark Waugh. And again, at that moment, realized that we don't have to take any more risk after that. So we just felt that if we kept wickets in hand, we could easily get to the target. Yeah, well, because you know that it's a golden opportunity and you don't want to let it go, and you concentrate that much harder until you achieve, you use all your experience to try and get there without any issue.
So that's all from this World Cup edition of ESPN Cricinfo Weekly. Keep up to date with all the live updates, news and analysis on the website.